Ain't nobody doing it like us.
Too excited.
Bro, you got that shit, bro. You got that shit, bro.
Yo, show him the shit I recorded.
Yo.
I'm gonna show him blowing Moody.
Yeah. This shit's crazy, bro.
Alrighty. Welcome back to Credo Conversations, episode 6. We have a very, very special episode today. We are located right now in Revere at Platinum Studios with the one and only Kingfrom98 and his right-hand man, Jay Wavy. Thank you for having us on, bro. I appreciate the time. I appreciate everything. I'm a real fan, and I was saying this before the cameras were on, but my buddy Benny, who you went to college with at Salem State, reposted your video or reposted your song on his Instagram, and I listened to you. And just me growing up being a hip-hop head, just loving music, I heard your sound, and I knew off the bat, I was like, man, this kid has something that I haven't heard out of this East Coast rap scene in a long, like ever, to be honest with you. That's bro, crazy. Ever. And I want to give you your flowers now before, this interview goes on, because I'm talking to you as a genuine fan right now, not as someone that's just trying to get information out of you. So
I appreciate it.
Of course, bro. But let's get off, right on the right foot. Take us back to the old days, bro. So What was growing up like? How were you introduced to music? And like kind of the process of where we are right now. You don't have to go too detailed, but how'd you get to, the pinnacle you're at right now?
So when I was growing up, I was like doing all types of different creative things. Like I wasn't doing music until 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago now. But before that, like I was just doing a bunch of creative stuff. Like I was breakdancing at one point. Like I used to be a halftime performer for the Boston Celtics. Yeah, that was like
what? Wait, how'd you get into that, bro?
That was like random. Like my mom was just looking for something for me to like get into, like extracurricular wise. So, I got into this program called Kingfrom98. It was located in Everett.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still over there, but it was smooth. Like my first year, like I wasn't really that good, like with the dancing and choreography and stuff. Like I was stiff, so like, I wasn't good at that at first. But then like I seen like people doing like all the crazy breakdancing moves and stuff like that. So got into that, learned how to do a bunch of like cool flips and tricks and stuff like that. Performed for the halftime shows for the Celtics and stuff like that. That was cool. I didn't do it long though. I just did it 2 years.
Oh shit, okay.
And then got out of that, was playing sports in high school, was playing football and lacrosse. Lacrosse was cool. It's like a finesse sport. It's kind of like a mix of like basketball and like hockey, like field hockey.
Yeah.
So that was dope. And then from there, I joined the Army for a little bit. And then
I want to talk a little bit about the military part too, though, because I think that's a big, for everyone who I know is in the military, that's a big part of their life. And that changes a lot of things that, just the way they view the world, the way, their discipline is, just your work ethic in general. So talk about how that kind of molded, maybe, I guess, your work ethic that you have right now.
Well, they're big on like core values and stuff. So like that kind of like got me into like this more like stern version of myself. Like I definitely got like more serious about certain stuff, and then like it shows you like a different side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like seeing that early, because like I joined when I was 17, like seeing it at an early age definitely gave me like a different perspective, especially like coming back to like the civilian side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was nothing crazy, like, you know what I'm saying, like, but from my experience it was just like getting a different view on the world, and then learning how to like have like self-discipline and structure and stuff like that. So like that's why I'm able to like have self-discipline and keep myself like in the music stuff, because like I don't have nobody like above me saying like, yo, get up and go to the studio every day.
You're your own boss, right? So you kind of have to have that like that tunnel vision where like I got to do what I got to do, and there's no one, no one's gonna be up my ass trying to tell me to do this, to do that. Now, did you join? Just going off the military thing a little bit more, did you join because you had like a calling to like serve the country, or did you join because you didn't know what to do, you didn't know where to go, you didn't know what the next steps were, and you figured this would be the best first step, in whatever direction you're trying to go in next.
To keep it a stack, my mom was like, at the end of like my high school years, like probably like a couple months before I graduated, she was like if you don't go to college straight after high school, you can't live here. Yeah. So I was like, damn. So that shit got me thinking, and like I was doing visits to schools for like lacrosse, like scouting, seeing like what program I wanted to play with and stuff like that. And then I did an overnight at Salem State, and then like I seen like the Army posted, I seen 100% tuition. I said, say less.
That's all you had to see,
I
right?
Said, say
That's
less.
All you had to see.
Like, because like I didn't know what else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, let me just get into it. You know what I'm saying? And like I've always been a person where like I just jump into things. Like I be impulsive. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll just jump into something, and then I'm a person who like I'm real with myself. So like I'm here. I gotta accept the consequences of whatever comes with it. So like I'm here.
You say that, right? Do you also have that mindset where like, all right, if this ain't for me, I'm gonna try something new, or you just kind of like, fuck it, fake it till I make it. I'll try to get something out of this experience, or were you just like, kind of just see how it goes or see where it goes?
With that like specific experience, like that was like something you can't even get out of that. You feel me? Once you sign the contract, like you're in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen people intentionally hurting themselves trying to get out. It ain't work for them. Like they would hold them there until they feel healthy enough to get back to it again. You feel me? So, like I was in it and it sucked, but I was like, I'm here, like, and I'm getting paid, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have that to lean on too. So
and when you're thinking about like everything afterwards, the benefits and
free
and
school. It's like,
so going off of that into going into school, that's where you first started really playing with music and kind of getting introduced to it, right? So how did that start? Maybe who influenced you to get into it, and like how did you go from 0 to 100, bro? Because if that's the case, that means I started listening to you when you first started, and it's like that's just crazy for me to think of. The sound that you had generated at such an early time in your career, and never having any experience before that is crazy for me to hear. So I kind of want to hear how that transition transpired.
So the way that happened was I befriended some people from Salem State, like some kids. They were, I want to say, the year over me. Probably like a year over me. And like they had just got like new Macs and stuff, and like they had GarageBand, Logic on there. So like they started messing around making beats and stuff like that. So I'd be in their room chilling with them. I'm hearing the beats, I'm seeing how they're doing the thing, and then like they ended up getting a mic too, recording a couple of songs, and then I was like, let me just try it out. You know what I'm saying? Let me just see what I can do.
Yeah, just see what you can do. And you're very melodic too with your sounds. Now you are. So you don't think you were as much at first?
Nah. I would try stuff, but like it wasn't like my voice earlier on. I didn't know how to use my voice. I was just trying to say what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And like I feel like looking back on it, I wasn't really saying too much. But like it's like a learning experience, you feel me? So I was just getting the reps in, you know what I'm saying, getting my recordings in, because like that's important if you're trying to like put music out and have it be replayed, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want it to be replayed and have like value, you know what I'm saying, like you got to make sure you're putting in the time in to make sure like it sounds good, you sound good, the beat sounds good, all that, like full composition, they got to be there. So I was just getting my reps in, and they decided to do a talent show that the school was hosting, and one of the people couldn't make it that was on the song that they were doing. So like I decided like I was gonna just write something to fill in. And I did. I'm saying we did the talent show. I don't remember if we won or not, but I know like people definitely like
who
enjoyed
won? If you didn't win, who won?
I don't even remember, like, because the school had like a dance team and stuff, and like the dance team was ill. So
so like, there's okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But we did the show, like people liked it and stuff like that. So I was like, let me just keep messing with it, see what I could do with it. And then I left Salem State because I would be in class and I'd be like, yo, this is not for me. Like, I'm saying, I was sitting in class and I'm like, yo, I can't wait to go like back to my dorm, record some shit. So I ended up leaving Salem State and then just locking in at the crib and just trying to figure out Pro Tools and how to record like the right way and stuff like that. And like just more getting my reps in. And then from there, just develop my sound. And
so you started, from what I'm getting from this is that you kind of started getting some buzz around the campus, around the school. And that kind of told you, at least, I didn't tell you, but it kind of gave you that idea like, all right, well, people fuck with it.
Yeah.
So why would I stop? Type, right? Is that kind of how it went?
Yeah, it was lit. Like I was doing music videos on campus, and like that was just like a lit experience because we was like packing like my boy's apartment. You know what I'm saying? Getting it lit.
Yep.
And then like the reaction was just lit. People was asking me like when I was gonna do it again, and stuff like that. But it was cool for a little bit, but school just wasn't for me. Like
the school part wasn't, but the
like
community aspect was.
Yeah.
I could feel that. So I mean, at least from what I was seeing when I first discovered you and shit, bro, is like your numbers were always, you know, you weren't never some like just from SoundCloud rapper that like you look at their numbers and you're like, this dude probably ain't got it. You know what I mean? Like you both kind of always had those numbers. So was it right off the rip, your first track, like numbers started going, people started, you know, learning about you, started catching that buzz, or did it take a few? Because I know you guys dropped a tape together, am I right? Yeah. So was that before I found out?
How much that tape get?
Yo, that, I mean,
that tape did numbers. I think it did like 300,000 on.
Did it really?
Yeah,
300,000?
Yeah.
And did you put that out with him before you dropped anything on SoundCloud, or did you have some songs on SoundCloud?
Nah, I had songs out, and like I actually dropped the tape earlier on, before I even started recording myself. But it just I didn't like how it was flowing on it. I didn't like the sound overall, so I ended up scrapping that and just stop putting out music for a little bit and just more like just working on my sound before I started like putting stuff out.
Definitely. So when you guys made that tape together and you put it out, was it like when you heard it in the studio for the first time, were you like, all right, this is it? Or were you kind of just like, let's just put it out there, see what happens, and then go from there?
It was crazy because like the first time we met was at Tanger's crib.
At Tanger's crib? Shot by Tanger?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who he is. Yeah. He's got some buzz around
yeah, that's my
right
dog.
now.
He actually I was there when he like picked up a camera. Not when he picked up a camera because he had a camera when I met him, but he wasn't shooting videos and stuff like that. Like he just had a camera.
Yep.
So like it was lit, and like I used to always record songs at his crib. Like we used to always make music together because he used to make music himself.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
What? Yeah.
How long ago was that? I feel like he's been making
probably like 3 years ago. Probably like 3.
Oh, okay. So it's been a little bit.
Actually, because I met him while I was at Salem State. So yeah, it was probably like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Damn, bro, that's crazy. I'm learning so much about these people. So all right, so we got military, went back to school. You guys had your tape. That's crazy. I didn't even know those numbers, bro. But I still listen to that shit. We were listening to it on the ride here, bro. That's a classic. To this day, bro. That shit. I mean, it's hard, bro. It's hard.
I wish I had the files for it because I wanted to like remaster it and like have it like redone for real, and put it out like again.
But you don't have it no more?
Nah.
Old laptops and shit?
Old laptop.
Damn, bro.
I don't even know where that thing's
at now. That's $1 million laptop right there. All right, so now let's fast forward a little bit. So you recently moved out to Miami, right? What made you want to do that? How were you able to do that? And like, what has that experience been like? Because that's a big change, bro.
Yeah, it's huge, no cap. I always wanted to like, I don't know why, I always knew I was gonna end up in Florida, and it's crazy because before the pandemic, I'd never been to Florida, like ever. Yeah. So,
and you always knew you wanted to go there?
Yeah, like it was weird. Like even when I was at Salem State, like I was like, I'm gonna go to Florida. Actually, I do know why I was gonna go to Florida. It's because there's a school there called Full Sail, and it's a music school. I was thinking of going there, but Army wasn't trying to pay for it, so I was like, nah, I'm good.
Like, why? Because it wasn't a state school or like a.
Nah, it's literally. I don't know if it's a private school. No, I think it's a public school, but it's expensive. Like it's $27 a year, I think. Yeah. Yeah. It's expensive, so I was like, nah.
So when did that like when did it solidify itself that all right, I'm going down there, this is what I'm doing, nobody's stopping me, I got everything in line, let's go? Like when did that transpire?
I got a mentor. Like both of us got the same mentor. His name is Fame, and he's a little older dude from Heath Street. You know what I'm saying? He's like a dude that's been in the music industry, and like he has the pull to make things happen, but like he does it when he feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like he just has the connections. Like he has a bunch of people's contact, bunch of important people contact in the music industry. So he just be like putting us onto experiences. Like whenever I'm going to a new state or something, I'll just hit him up, chop it up with him, see how he's doing, and then
and he helps you link up with some people wherever
you're going. Like wherever I'm going, he'll just put me on to people he knows out there, and like it's always like something crazy. Like with the whole Florida thing, he used to do an internship at the studio called Cool and Dre in Florida, and there he met the studio manager that I partner up with now at one of the studios I work with out there, and then also A.O. Huang, who is DJ Khaled's personal engineer.
Oh shit, okay.
So he linked me up with them. The plan at first was for me to go as an artist down to Florida, and build up, just record, overlook one as far as like mixing and stuff like that, so I can just like get my knowledge up on that.
Yep.
But
so pretty much still learning, right? Like you just they pretty much saw something in you and they wanted to kind of mold those crafts. That you, okay, that's
most
cool.
definitely. And like they do like this type of experiment with a bunch of different artists, like even some people that like other artists from out here. Like I know they used to do some work with Heartbreak Mosa.
Yep.
They used to do some work with him. I think his brother as well. He's a dope artist. Like I like his stuff personally. But yeah, like they like just doing business with them and like speaking to them on a regular basis, keeping in contact with them, just definitely like helped me like shape my mindset as far as like the industry wise goes. And like I'm using that information, I pass it on to him.
Yep.
In like whatever way I can, and then you know what I'm saying, I just use it to my advantage. Like I'm not big on like attacking right now. Like obviously I don't drop a lot of music, but I'm getting my knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still young, so like I'm not worried about it. Like I'm trying to get my network up, you know what I'm saying, get my knowledge up, you know what I'm saying, pass that information on to the people I really believe in, and then, you know what I'm saying, just build my base up and go from there.
And I like that approach, and I like that you mentioned that, because I was going to talk next about, you know, the East Coast music scene. And do you feel like that is a problem that some artists from this, you know, this area kind of deal with, or do you think it's just the overall like outreach that we're able to kind of get to? Because, you know, we're not the West Coast, and we don't have all those, you know, big outreach to people that you press play in one song and you fucking goes everywhere, right? So is it like that, or is it more like people aren't taking the road that you're taking, where you're still learning, like these young dudes who are coming up that have that sound, that just try to put out and think, you know, I should be here by this point, instead of taking the time to actually learn and continue to mold those skills, right?
From my perspective, like I'm active as far as like connecting the dots and like working with different artists. So from my perspective, I think it's different than somebody who just releases music as an individual, doesn't really do a lot of collaborations or like do a lot of networking. But like the way I see it is, somebody got to do what I do and somebody got to do what they do.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they do what they do, that gives someone like me the opportunity to reach out to them and be like, yo, like I like your music, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's work, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I get them in the studio. I'm able to like see how they are in person, talk to them in person, you know what I'm saying? And then like I can give my advice there, you know what I'm saying? We can either build a relationship to where like we're doing business on the regular, as far as like planning out projects and like seeing what's next for them.
Yep.
Or, you know what I'm saying, sometimes like I get people in the studio and it's just a hi and bye. I see them every now and then.
Yeah. So let's talk about that connections thing, because I mean, I've been seeing on your Instagram, you're working with people like Jim Jones. Who was I saying? Hot Boy.
Yeah.
Lil Kel, right? Is that his name? Lil Kel or Lil Tyler?
Lil Tyler.
Lil Tyler. Who else? What else? Big B Slime. I mean, I can go on and on, bro. Like, what was your first experience with somebody really in the industry? Were you starstruck? Were you like, all right, this is what I'm made for? Or, you know, what was that like?
I think it was Dread Woo, Pop Smoke's boy. Because like I was trying to work with Pop Smoke, but like he passed away like right when I was like, all right, I feel like I'm ready to record. Like, you know what I'm saying? Someone like real valid. So
what was he, 29? Did he pass in 2019? Early 2020, okay.
Yeah, right before the pandemic.
Yep.
But yeah, like, so I was like, let me just hit up one of his boys and saying lock in with that camp as far as New York goes. Because I was like, I'm in Mass, New York's right there. So I was like, let me just go to where directly, go closest to where like there's a big music scene like near me. You feel me? Like Connecticut got a buzz as well.
Yep.
But like it's not like the same as New York. You know what I'm saying? There's not as many artists and like not as many artists with a platform. So
yeah, no doubt.
I was like, let me go over to New York, tap in with some people out there, and start with somebody, and then just go from there. So
word. And you've been doing a lot of stuff with Jim Jones lately, right? You got his, you know, you promote his THC. Is that his THC company? Yeah, what is that?
So he does a collab with a company that like I record their artists, and like I do like partnership as far as like shooting videos for them and like different types of content and stuff like that.
Word. So you're doing everything that's involved with the music, man. What, obviously you're an artist at heart, both of you, right? But do you do the music videos and the content because you just have an enjoyment for filming and helping those people out? Or is it just kind of like, I need more money? What is that?
I mean, like
you do everything, bro.
The money is nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cool, but like the way I look at it is like I worked for this knowledge, so like I'm gonna provide this service at a reasonable price. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna help like the people that I really believe in. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
Like learning all this stuff and doing all this different stuff, it's not all about the money, but it definitely helps me be in a position to keep learning more and more. You know what I'm saying? So like the more like skills that I develop, like the more I can like be expandable as far as like being a dart connector and somebody that's like a full production team. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's fire, bro. I mean, I was saying that because, I mean, like I said, when I first was introduced to you, I knew you as the artist, and then I started seeing these different sides you emerge like as the years went on, and I was always like, bro, like where's this coming from? Right? You know what I mean?
I be like super creative, like I just be ready to learn something, try something new. So
yeah, because like I mean, making the music's completely different than editing videos and seeing, you know, having that eye for camera and all those things that people, you know, that's what me and him kind of grew up with doing, and we understand how difficult it is to, you know, get good at that aspect, you know. So to see you kind of go from that to that, I was like, yo, what? That's crazy. Like, what else can't this kid do? So that's fire. I mean, do you have any plans with Jim Jones or any of these, you know, big time artists coming up that you can speak about? If you can't, that's fine. But anything that you can talk about right now?
I mean,
maybe in terms of music or
yeah, like definitely like a lot of the artists that I'm working with, hands on. Ace from High Tolerance, my boy Hurricane Wisdom from Florida.
Yep.
Jay Wavy, like myself, like I got, you know what I'm saying, I got plans for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're really like locked in, we're focused on a goal, like I'm on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna work until we get it right.
Yeah.
But like I think 2023 is gonna be like a big year as far as like myself and that everybody that I'm working with, because like we just been like compiling a bunch of things from like the last year to like really gear us up for this time. So
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for both of you, dog. I mean, like I said, I've been a fan of both of you for a long time, and it's, you know, it's crazy to kind of see the growth that both of you have had over the years, man, because it's, you don't see that too often from people from this part, you know what I mean? And so when the fact that I even have a chance to sit down with you guys and talk to you about it, you know, one day when you guys are at the pinnacle of everything, man, I'm gonna look back at this and be grateful that you guys took the time to sit down with me.
Yeah, most definitely.
But real quick, because, you know, as we were saying before, our mantra is find your why, right? Because that's, I feel like, what stops so many people from being consistent and kind of seeing the long picture of what they're doing. So I kind of want to hear what your drive is. You too, Jay, like both of you. What do you feel like is the reason why you get up every day, even when you fucking don't want to do it, even when you feel like, you know, this shit ain't working, or you got a, you know, you hit a dead end or whatever the case is? What keeps you going, bro? What keeps you motivated?
Shit, I mean, like when it comes to more like the industry that we're in, it's more like the potential. Like I see a lot of potential in him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He sees a lot of potential in me. So like we like use that as like our motivation to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? We see what's right in front of us, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's only a matter of time if we put in a certain amount of work on a consistent basis that something comes of it, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
We're just, you know what I'm saying? We're just gearing up for like the right moment, you know what I'm saying? Like there is no right moment, because like you got to be active, you know what I'm saying? You always got to be working and stuff like that. But like I don't know, the feeling is different this time around. Like,
no doubt, bro. Well, you
just gotta really do what you love, bro.
Yep.
That's all it really is. Money just come with it. All that shit gonna come in the long run.
Facts.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because that's what a lot of people do it for. At least for who we've talked to and what we've seen. Like a lot of times, you know, people grow up not having a lot. You know what I mean? Like myself, and you're just trying to do everything you can to just stop that cycle and make something out of yourself.
Exactly.
When the odds are stacked against you, right? So is it more that, or is it more like, you know, I'm just doing it because I love it, and like, you know, because I feel like it could be a mix of both. Like
I say it's like a mix of both.
Yeah.
No bullshit, because like a lot of people hate too. You know, you gotta think about like negatives.
Yep. And how to navigate around it.
Yeah, but like that stuff, like there's pros and cons to anything. So it's like you can't get caught up on the negative too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way I put it is like,
especially coming from Boston, because you know people hate it. You know, whether it's to your face or behind, it's like, you know, people are hating in some way.
Like that's just whatever though. Like
it's an envious city, bro. I don't know what it's about.
I really don't be paying it much mind, honestly. Like I be like in my own world.
Always.
I just be staying so busy. Like I don't even, if people do hate on me, I don't even really see it. So
I was gonna say, what brings you back to Boston? You got family out here and shit?
Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my peoples live out here, and then like obviously like you know what I'm saying? Like I see like a lot of potential out here. So like I'm just seeing how I could be like an asset out here. So like I come around, you know what I'm saying? I make it knowing that I'm here. If you want to work, you know what I'm saying? Like if not, it's cool. I'll work on my own shit.
Absolutely, bro. Like, I know you guys stay busy. You got enough connections, man, to stay busy. And my last question to both of you, bro, is like, our whole audience isn't younger kids, but I know there are some younger kids that watch this shit. And I always try to take a time out of each interview to kind of ask, what would be your advice to that one kid, maybe you 10 years ago, that had no idea what you wanted to do, no clue on where to, even if you did know what you wanted to do, how you're going to get there, all these different things, like you're just kind of at a dead end. What would you say to that one kid that's watching that?
I would say be different, you know what I'm saying? Embrace being different, because it's like, it's a weird feeling because you're not the same as like the person that's next to you, but it's like, you got to embrace it because you're an individual, and like the older you get, the more you realize that. So it's like, if you can figure that out at a younger age, you can focus up, you know what I'm saying, on whatever your passion is, whatever you really like doing. You're going to be in a position, if you put in the work consistently, you're going to be in a position where like you can eat off of it and enjoy your life. Like I be telling people, like the main thing that people would be doing if we didn't have to go to work every day is just living life, doing what they want to do, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not put the work in now, you know what I'm saying? Grind hard, put your head down, just do your work, you know what I'm saying? Put yourself in a position where you could really wake up and just do what you want, chill every single day, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you have, you know what I'm saying, money's not everything, but it's a tool to like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You do
to like do what you got to do. So
we
it's
can
like,
keep saying that all we want, bro, but you can't, you know.
But I seen this video, a Diddy laying in his backyard getting pampered by like 4 people smoking a blunt. I'm like, bro,
that's where I gotta be.
Like,
is that where you see this?
Like,
all
why would I not
up?
want that? Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm gonna work for that.
You don't want to set low expectations.
Literally,
that's fucking important. Yeah, no, that's wicked important that you just said that, because not too many people do that because they're trying to stay humble. You know what I mean? You're not trying to get ahead of yourself and all this stuff. You're not setting those bars for yourself, bro. Where you going?
Like, you could be humble, you know what I'm saying, but you still gotta like make it known that you're aware of like what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. Bro.
Definitely embrace it. So
absolutely. Well, bro, both of you guys, I'll say it again, man. I've been a fan of both of you for a long time. It's surreal even sitting here talking with you because, like, I swear to God, you've been bumping through my aux for fucking 3 years, man.
That's crazy.
I can't even. I'm telling you, like, I'm not just saying that. I mean that, and I just know where you guys are headed. And if you don't, I know my word doesn't mean much, but fucking don't stop anything you guys are doing, bro. You guys are doing all the right things. You're representing the city. You're representing the city right. You're representing this part of the U.S. right. Absolutely, bro. It's on you forever. And I can't wait to see what's in the future for you guys. And, you know, one day we'll do another interview when you got $1 million in the bank and we got a whole studio full of people. And I can't wait, bro. Keep it up, bro.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys sitting down with me.
Appreciate the interview.
And that's episode 6. Thank you. Let's do it. Beautiful. That was fire, bro. That was fire. Both of you. That was fire. Ain't nobody doing it like us.